I? Who am I?
Who am I?
Oh, they're playing that.
Did they?
We should have read that. But
Sima.
next weekend.
You're gonna go out?
Next weekend we're pulling you out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Trying to get Fabs into so much trouble.
Don't even I have no time to watch these games. Never mind hit the 6th streets.
Did we get that on camera?
What?
Me pulling you out? Is that on?
Yeah,
Is the
camera's
recording?
on,
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. So now you can get me in more trouble.
You're so lucky, man. I hope she watches all of these.
She probably does, low key.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey.
One day I'm gonna get into a big argument, and she's gonna be like, "That one time
Yeah.
On the interviews,
you said."
When Tyrrell was just flapping his beak. You told him to shut up. Does she swear?
Occasionally, but I don't like it.
Okay. Shout to her. Oh, man. I can't wait for May. I already told Fabs I'm requesting for his wedding. I saw it at another wedding, man, so I don't care. I'm requesting it.
Well, those people can keep it at theirs then.
I'm gonna bring a USB stick.
Hijack the booth.
yeah.
Can you
With just
imagine?
that song on it.
It's gonna be 64 files on the USB,
Give the whole mixtape.
and every single version is gonna cut off what is it, YG's part.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Cardi and Blueface.
Oh, man.
Blueface says he doesn't even like rap.
No, I'm not surprised.
He just did it for the money.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
These kids nowadays, man.
You can just do it for the money and then run away.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Smart. Whatever he wants to do after that.
Tactical.
Yeah.
I like it.
Market yourself. Well, I don't know, man. He has a lot of tattoos everywhere. I don't know what else he can really
Yeah,
do.
the rest of the job list isn't long for him.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to keep my mouth shut. He lives on the wrong side of the world. Side that I'd never want to go to.
You may disappear.
It's Monday.
You kind of look like Blueface.
Stop this. I look like a lot of people.
You look a little blue in the face.
I look.
You know?
I don't like anything that starts with blue, and like blue anything. What already comes to mind, and it's the worst experience you could ever feel, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Blueberries.
I'm glad you're leaving it there because I know. I don't know if Dan's that quick, but
Hey, man.
I got it.
There have been some times, man. I hate all of those people.
Jesus, Murphy.
Time I had to pull up into a Tim Hortons at like 4 a.m. and just like, oh
Wow.
man, just had to sit there.
Wow. I was gonna make a joke, but
Yeah, I'm just gonna let that one sit there.
I'll let you talk to yourself for the next minute or so.
Hey, man.
See how you get yourself out of this one.
Oh, you guys are gonna defend me? Okay, fine.
A little blue in the face,
Well,
huh?
well, I've been there.
I think we've all.
Not trying to go back.
Never.
Nah, if you do go back, you really have to sit down with that female on.
Reassess things.
Really discuss what went wrong.
Help me, help you, help me.
Yeah.
You know?
It's Monday, man.
Did I say how much I hate Mondays?
I love Mondays. Fabs is tired as hell.
I don't know if I should cut out that conversation we just had.
You
afterwards.
should.
Oh, okay.
Nah, whatever.
The dad is half sick.
Oh, I'm fully sick. Not half.
Oh yeah, fully. I don't feel bad, man.
I know.
I don't feel bad.
I know.
Everybody who subjects themselves to BMO Field on
Yeah.
a Sunday night.
What's wrong with you guys?
You deserve it.
I'm happy you didn't show it on your IG story. What are you guys showing this on your IG story? Like something to be proud of. I'm at BMO Field, negative something weather.
Actually, I put it on Facebook. You didn't even notice.
Oh
See?
God! See, I haven't been on Facebook all day watching Aki and Hams.
Yeah.
Jay Hams.
It's quite
Yeah.
the strike force.
Ooh.
And finally giving the youth a chance.
Oh, TFC live. What's happening? I didn't even step into that mess last night.
No, I did not. I was surprised.
Yeah, no.
Only when they lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We'll get to them later. I got nothing really to say about them, so I'm gonna let you guys have the real discussion that we need to have about them.
All right.
But I have nothing really to say. 2-0? A light 2-0?
Isn't that like the first time in a...
Since like 2016?
No, ever. They started 2-0.
No, I think it's the second time in like...
Yeah.
How
The
many
second
years?
time?
Didn't they start 2-0 with Defoe?
Oh, maybe they did.
No.
I'm pretty sure they
It's a
did.
bloody big deal.
Yeah.
Was.
And yes, we're foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Hey, man. 2-0? Sun hasn't even hit yet, and we got 2 wins?
Go
Yep.
on.
Go on. Young Reds. Whew.
Literally young Reds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it up. Dan's happy.
Josie can rest up a little bit more, even though he played.
I don't know how I feel about him saying it's his house.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's been waiting.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for Sabah to leave so he could say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it really his house?
Well, he scored the biggest goals in franchise history so far. So
Okay.
Yeah, I can't argue that one.
Hey. Some house. This explains why I've never stepped foot into that house willingly.
wow.
Ah.
Maybe you should come more often.
No, I'm fine.
I'll give you the keys.
I'm fine. You guys happy on this wonderful Monday?
Oh yeah, splendid.
Fab's already yawning.
Thrilled.
Dan wants to sneeze his lungs out.
Yeah.
I'm here. Ready to go. Guys, man.
The only one ready to
Cheer
go.
up. Cheer up. Did you guys have a good anyways, you guys have a good weekend?
Yeah, I told you. It was
You had-
good.
Dan, you have a good weekend?
I did actually.
That's great.
It was low key St. Patrick's Day weekend. Didn't go all out, but I
Definitely, you guys hit the streets. It was definitely high key.
No, I definitely did. I did not hit the streets. I was.
So where did you hit?
Yeah, you left this place.
Where did you
I
touch?
did. I went north.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Had a good time?
I did. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Hung out with some of the boys,
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good because,
couple of the lads.
the lads.
Oh. Well, yeah, you're a Prem boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Prem boys. You're a Prem boy. You're not going to tell me boys in Italian.
No, no.
I'll definitely step in right there and say you are not allowed to say that anymore.
Okay.
But that's good. You guys have another week. Next weekend, it's Euro qualifiers. You guys get to do all the things that you didn't get to do over the last 2 months. Sit back, relax, have easier nights, get to go to bed on time.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think we did really well to get through this grind.
Y'all are on some last legs. Your immune system's kicking in.
I'm surprised I haven't got sick yet.
Fabs is like,
Well, I hope I don't get you sick.
Fabs gonna pull a me 3 weeks ago or
Mhm.
something like that. That's good, man. No, I'm gonna keep y'all entertained because this is the best soccer/footy podcast in the goddamn world, in the goddamn city, in the goddamn everywhere. We ain't got no soccer footy podcast in Mars or Venus or Saturn or any of the other planets. So we're the best. Pluto?
Oh, sorry, that's a dwarf planet.
No, I was gonna say it's not a planet anymore.
Okay, whatever. I didn't know. Now I know.
Now you know.
There's something to do every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're the best. Just want to let everyone know. Want to keep reminding them so it sinks into their mind. Do you guys listen to any soccer/footy podcast today besides the one that Dan had already mentioned?
I did not.
That's good. That's good. Y'all are staying faithful. I hope everyone that's watching this hasn't either. Anyhow, we got some stuff to get into because you guys are extremely tired and I don't want you guys to be falling asleep while we get into the shits that happened this weekend. So with that being said, if y'all are ready, the mics are on,
Mics are on.
gunshots on. Yeah, we got to check that. The camera's on.
Cameras on.
Y'all are ready?
Ready?
Gunshots on, air horns on.
Everything.
Hit them all a few times. It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 66, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. It's your guy, Tyrrell, here to bring you the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. The sun is set, which means that it's probably my fault because I did come late as per usual. Everyone knows. The two guys beside me know. Anyone who's watching here wouldn't be surprised. But yes, I did come late. We're here. The Raptors are playing down the street. The Leafs got the night off, but I don't know. I watched TSN the other day, and they're doing the games remaining, which means the playoffs are starting soon. So with that being said, I'm guessing that not Dan, Fabs is really happy. He's a Leafs fan.
Oh, is he?
The Canadians in the playoffs.
No, on the outside looking in.
Don't worry, the Red Wings are too. So we're on the same boat.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck for us. Oh man, you know me as on the Leafs though when we are happy.
Yeah, we are.
As long as there's no parade.
No parade. Oh, you know I'm staying the hell
You're dreading that.
in my city. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of messages.
Yeah.
You remember back in '96 when you were 4, you were hated. I remembered.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of people telling me that. I don't care. Go Leafs, go.
Changing his tune.
Anyhow, we're here. We got a lot of stuff to break down this weekend. The FA Cup is into the semifinal round. Some Serie A action. La Liga was popping. MLS action. The Bundesliga title race is going down to the nitty gritty. And who better to cover it than us? And I'm here with two guys that are going to really break it down for you. are going to try their best. They're really good. I trust them with my life. To the right of me is Dan. To the left of me is Fabs. Guys, you're good. You're great. Anything new happen in your lives?
The regular responses that you get every week.
Rinse and repeat.
Everything is fine.
Yes.
One day I'll come up with something new.
You're happy to be here.
Always happy to be
Perhaps.
here.
Excited.
We're like those athletes that give you the same answer every time out.
Yeah.
I feel like the hockey players are the ones with the worst answers for everything.
Yeah.
They've got little to no personality to them. I'm sure they do.
No. I'm sure they don't.
After a couple beers.
No, that don't count. Yeah, that's why. That's why no player. I don't think any player is going to come sit here anytime soon.
No.
Willingly. Unless you guys want to see them. Which I would then look at you and say, pause. No, why you want them to sit between us?
With a little bit of personality?
Yeah, we'd have to find the right one. Definitely Josie. No, definitely Michael.
I think Josie can definitely spice things up on the mic.
Yeah.
No, whatever. We'll see when the time comes. Anyhow, I know you guys are good. Anything catch your eye this weekend? Anything new happen? You guys stay out of trouble.
Always.
The streets have been pretty safe lately. I'm very happy.
Actually, I wanted to. I said it off camera, but I'll say it on camera too. I was pretty impressed by the Barcelona women against Atletico women attendance. I thought that was a shout out to those guys. 63,000 or 60,000. Yeah, 60,000. That's quite a good. That's a massive achievement for not just the women's game, but for any football match.
That's like 3 TFC games.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, look at them.
Yeah.
Get your shit off, girls.
Yeah.
Who won?
Barcelona 2-0.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Simeone behind the bench.
Yeah, keep it up, girls.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
The Wanda was full.
Oh, it's gonna be full in June.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
gonna say, what if they have more people in the Champions League final?
Ooh, there's got to be a catch. Why were 67,000 people there?
They're probably trying to break the record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there has to be a catch.
I don't know.
Not that I want to knock them, but there has to be a catch.
You,
I could be big hated. I don't care.
because they're definitely not pulling those numbers on a consistent basis.
Mm-mm.
Well, the French league had a good number too for their cup final too.
Ah,
So
females or males?
yes, no
Oh.
females.
Yeah, see, but that's a final.
Yeah, I think
I want to see what happens the other.
I don't know if
25,
this was
30 games of the
I don't know
season.
if this was a cup final. So I'm not sure. I just saw the numbers and I thought, you know what, that should be shouted out because that's a massive achievement for that.
Does this mean we're going to talk about the Women's World Cup this summer?
Well, that is the summer.
Because you are going to be leading that ship.
Christine and Co.
You're going to be leading that ship, my guy. 100%.
All right.
Okay, I guess we are. Fabs won't be here, so
Well,
he'll be happy.
The face of the Canadian soccer in the country is a female.
Fair.
They've been running the flag for a long time.
Oh, you just wait. You just wait. The Premier League's coming. Almost less than a month away.
Oh yes,
Ooh. TFC's 2-0. Ooh. I don't know about the other teams.
tide's turning.
Ooh. Yeah. Canada's coming up.
Yep.
You know it.
Fonzie scoring goals.
Ooh.
Shout out to him.
Well, y'all really boosted that goal. I waited to see it. I was like, good for him. Nice little celebration until I think he hurt himself during the celebration.
He did.
Nah, man. You see, I mean,
He pulled out of the national team.
I gotta talk. See, now I gotta talk to him.
So they even got to teach him how to.
Yeah, they gotta teach him
How to celebrate?
to slide properly.
Yeah.
And he was
Actually, I thought it was a decent finish. Volley
Yeah,
Well, I hope
There's-
I hope he'd score.
on his wrong foot.
there's
I don't care.
No defenders in front of him.
I don't care. You're selling this.
Yeah, I am.
You score that with his eye. You better score that with his eyes
It's
closed.
going to be one of those Canadian heritage moments.
That definitely is a Canadian heritage moment.
Is it?
I'm sure they've made it one.
Oh boy. Isn't it the youngest? Is he the youngest Bundesliga player to score?
I believe so.
For now. Soon, like you're gonna have like 14-year-olds playing in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
At this rate that we're going in.
Yeah, there's like 16-year-olds already.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. I like him a lot. I'm just hating on the goal.
I know.
But good for him.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the Bayern fans that were happy, that know who he is. That's very important.
Yep.
Anyhow, with that being said, y'all, nothing big happened this week. Y'all don't care.
I feel like everything that happened on the weekend was negative.
Okay.
So I'll keep
St.
it
Pat.
there.
Oh yeah, you hate St. Patrick's Day.
Well, I mean, just in terms of general news, world news, a lot of it was negative.
Yes, it was.
So I'd rather not touch on any of that.
Okay, fair enough. Kind of trying to keep the vibes positive.
Yes.
I stepped out. Hey, shout out to me.
You have some green beers.
I had one. I don't know why people are so fascinated by these.
It's just regular beer with food color.
She's like, do you want it green or not? I was like, surprise me.
She definitely hit you with the green.
Yeah, that she did.
She did.
She's like, you gotta keep it festive. I was like, oh, thanks, Ma.
You have to pay extra for the green beer?
Yo, you're real cheap if you ask that. How much extra?
For the 2 drops of food color?
Oh, God. Yeah, it tastes the same old stuff, same people out. I was last night too. People really love St. Patrick's Day. For you to be out on a Sunday night at 12 a.m.
I wonder how many people called in sick today.
Oh, tons.
You would know. Or the people near you.
Yeah.
Responsible adults.
No, my guys are responsible adults. Everybody was there.
Fair enough.
Everybody's
Fabs,
there.
you too. They're responsible.
Actually,
no, definitely not.
There are people that.
There's a couple casualties this this Monday morning. I can definitely guarantee
shout out to
that.
the casualties. I hope you had a good one. Hope it was worth it.
Do you know what? And I read this. Do you know what the day after what's the most popular day that people call in sick?
St. Patrick's Day.
No, Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that too. That's not surprising.
Yeah. Eat some grimy food and not feeling so good Monday morning.
Sorrows away, and that's.
I don't know if that. But I think it was an American suggestion.
When you bet $100 on Tom to lose and Tom wins every time,
you got to stop showing up to work. No, man, it was good. Good vibes, good people. Good to step away from the game, since that's what we've been doing for the last 2 months. All I really got to say is, through observing, males and females are both toxic, and I just want to make sure that we stop having this little debate as to who is more toxic than the other.
They're equally toxic?
Yeah, or there's always the gender that decides that we're not and you are. No, we both are.
Okay.
As long as we could accept that and move forward. When I go to these places, long story short, I like to just be in my own vibes with my cup of water and just vibe.
Oh, hang on, your green cup of water?
Oh no, not there. Not there. That was last night. Not there. I was up both nights.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But I like to have, my cup of water and just chill. And I really experienced females trying to get into their bag, and I was like, nah, this ain't happening tonight. I'm a responsible adult. I just want to stand in my little spot, do my little 2-step, no real problems. But then you got the females that always feel like they're out for something. They're on the hunt. See, back in the day, it just used to be the males that were on the hunt.
Right.
But no, not the females. They really stepped their game up. They're on the hunt. Just like dancing, like willingly working their way to you. And, you just got to sit there and just stand and watch and give them the little head nod and sip your little water.
Wow.
And wait till they eventually oh, shit, he ain't feeling us.
They get it?
We got to leave. Yeah, man. Sorry, Ma. I just want to. Maybe I'm the only one that does this, but I just want to chill, man. I'm not really here trying to.
I'm exiting this conversation.
You're not getting. See how he knows I'm trying to get him in some trouble.
You're not getting me in trouble 2 weeks in a row.
I was gonna say it's Sam's a big day.
I was just about to say I need to go out, but then I'm like, nope.
Hey, man.
Nope.
She's gonna kill you.
She understands I'm
gonna start being responsible and stop getting you into this. Like, no, for real, that's what was happening.
Wow,
it's been a while. So
things have definitely changed since I've experienced.
Oh yeah, they're hitting all the moves, and then when they hit the struggle moves, ooh! You ever see the struggle moves?
No.
Okay. One day we're gonna go out and I'm gonna show you the struggle moves. I'm gonna pinpoint it.
Okay, I'll go, but I'll watch from outside through the window.
No, you're
be mad creepy.
You could stand right behind me or to the side.
But I'm not standing behind you. Never. Never.
And yeah, we're stupid. My night does not matter. What matters is the organic, unfiltered soccer/footy analysis that we're gonna provide. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure we are way into a bunch of 24 minutes in. Yeah, we gotta cut that, make it 15 or something. Anyhow, we gotta give a shout out to the YouTube subscribers. We've kind of been on the lows, but we're gonna be back real soon. Shout out to the new ones, the old ones, and those that are eventually gonna be new ones. I guess we got to give a shout out to them, and those that are leaving, shout out to you too. Y'all haven't really left, but at some point, I'm gonna expect you to eventually get sick of my shit. With that being said, shout out to you guys. Shout out to those on Quora. Twitter, Instagram. Shout out to those listening, the new listeners, the old listeners, the soon-to-be listeners, those that stopped listening. Big shout out to you on iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Spotify is very key. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Fabs and his De Gea clan. Shout out to Dan and the TFC Live boys. Shout out to the independent men, independent women. Shout out to the hard-working students that went back to school this week.
Wow.
Today was the first day, right?
Yeah.
Back, right?
Imagine, I bet you it wasn't for a lot of those kids who went out yesterday.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They made it an extra long march.
That
break.
would have been the right thing to do. Shout out to those kids that went out and made sure that they missed this week. Shout out to all the teachers, the principals, the cops. I don't know why I'm shouting out the cops, but I feel like they had to do a lot of stuff this weekend, and we got to.
It was a busy weekend for them.
Keeping the streets
Yeah,
safe.
keeping the streets safe. The streets have been pretty quiet lately.
Yep.
So that's why.
Thankfully, considering the year there was last year.
Exactly. So that's why we gotta kind of
Just love each other, people.
Yeah, give them a shout out. Shout out to all the paramedics, the taxi drivers, the Uber drivers, the Uber Eats drivers. They do some really hard work. Dabbled into some Uber Eats this weekend or this week. Won't do it ever again. But shout out to those guys. Good for you. Keep doing what you're doing. The cameramen, the the hard workers, the laborers, Fabs' boys.
Wow.
Fabs, we never give a shout out to your boys,
Wow.
and they probably listen.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but that's about it. I'm not really in the mood to shout out anyone else. Until the weather gets nicer, that's when I get really happier, and that's when we can shout out more people. But with that being said, if y'all are ready, because you'll have nothing to talk about, the weekend was depressing. We're gonna try and keep the vibes very positive this week. Then Fabs, you know what time it is. It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 66, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. Crazy week in the Prem, crazy week in Serie A, crazy week everywhere. So with that being said, I don't know where we're starting. I do not know where we're gonna start, but I'm gonna let you guys decide for once. Where are we going?
Are we really going to go back to Prem? Because
Where-
I feel like Prem is
Where are we going? No, with FA Cup. Ooh.
kind of
No.
called that one. We surprised by that one matchup?
Well, I know Dan wants to talk about the other one because it's a bit more spicier. Did you see Dad try to get at me on Twitter?
I tried.
No, I didn't.
I tried to start some Twitter beef, but it didn't even work.
You just try and start some Twitter beef with me. Doesn't make any sense.
So, yeah, I'm going to see you on Monday. How are we going to start Twitter beef?
I was hoping that you tagged somebody else in your. There was another guy in there.
There was?
Oh, maybe not.
No, that was the United one.
Was he? Oh,
When I laughed.
Oh.
The one thing that I hate about Fads is when they talk prematurely and then it blows up in their face and then their team loses.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. Nah, you
That happened to a couple people this weekend.
I know.
Yeah.
So I had to LOL one of them.
Yeah, he did.
Got real upset. Shout out to him though. Good guy. It's all love. It is all
Is
love.
this in terms of United?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because the United hype was crazy when City were down 2-0.
Yeah.
And then Dan tried to hit me with the facts.
I
Thinking that I cared about the facts.
No, that's why I made the mistake.
If there's anybody that cares less about statistical things,
It's Tyrrell.
yes.
Don't give a damn. Yo. Anyhow, what was more surprising? Swansea pushing City to the limits? Or Manchester United dropping to Wolves? Which means that they're probably going to finish the season trophyless. Probably. Because like I said, they can still win the Champions League. Y'all ain't gonna jump on that ledge, but I'm gonna keep that possibility open.
I'm going to keep the percentages on that one to myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't know how many go in United favor.
0.9.
I don't think the United result is all that surprising, just considering how well Wolves have played the top 6 sides this season.
So sick of them.
Listen, Wolves have well, I don't want to say it now, but they have a favorable draw.
Well, I think both of the Prem sides have the better draw.
They're all prem size.
No.
Or sorry, the two top sides.
Okay.
As in Wolves play, what is it, Wolves Brighton?
No, Wolves, Watford.
Wolves Watford. And then even then, that's still a tough game for them, considering Wolves really play down to their opponents.
Yeah.
And Watford's only 1 point behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you would assume, if you're just going based off what you expect to happen, you expect to see Wolves and City in the final.
Yeah. Which is a massive achievement for Wolves.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think making a final really is.
For a club like
Considering they've now knocked out Liverpool and United.
I've got the Liverpool
Because
one.
Liverpool threw in the towel.
Yeah, Club. I'll never forgive Klopp for that.
I still think it's definitely an achievement.
No,
Yeah.
it is. I just don't like them, but it is.
Yeah, it is.
I think we don't like them because they can't seem to find consistency. If they could play to the level that they play the top 6 sides against everybody else, then they would be in a much better position.
I don't like them because I've seen this before, and I know how it's gonna end. And I would have to come here and just at some point in the next year or so, like totally rip them apart. But I do like I like them. I like a few of their players. I don't like Raul. Sorry.
He's having a good season, but
He's having a great season. What is it, 16 goals or something like that?
he definitely exceeded his expectations. Because
I think-
anybody telling you that he'd be able to put up those numbers would be lying.
No, nobody saw that.
But that's credit to, and I've always said it, credit to Nuno, because at the end of the day, that 3-4-3 was never working for me, and that's why I stood on that ledge, and I was like, yeah, this is not happening. But when he switched it, he got lucky because those two, Diogo and Jimenez, decided to form this partnership where they only pass to each other and only them could score. So and like it's really worked out for them. It is weird because they are able to place. It's not weird that they're able to play well against the top 6. They're extremely organized and really tough to break down. And they're one of the teams where that's how they play, and they take advantages of the few chances that they get, and they make you pay for it. That's kind of been their MO against the big sides.
Yeah, they're built as a counterattacking side.
Yeah. So that kind of works out for them. But I give him credit because he did make the system change, and it worked, and it's been working. And at the end of the day, they could be in a cup final that I think they're gonna get. They're gonna lose, but I think that just getting there is big enough given given where they'll probably finish and to be in a cup final and possibly be in Europe.
But even if they get to that cup final with City playing so many games and potentially still being in the other 3,
Well, no, say beat them. I'm not open that
but you could see City not conceding it, but depending on, because that game would end. The FA Cup would be the week after or before the Champions League.
A week before.
So you could see them if they're nursing some sort of injuries. I know Pep will definitely not make up any excuses going into any cup final. But you could see them not taking their foot off the pedal, but maybe fielding a side that's not your best 11 if they were to make a Champions League final.
Yeah, big if.
So with the timing, it could be a really good opportunity for Wolves to win a major cup.
Fabs.
Even though we can't automatically give them the spot because
because
Watford could hit them with that.
And Watford match up with them well in midfield.
Yeah.
That's going to be a nice little midfield battle. That's actually a very good semifinal, given that it doesn't feature the top 4 for once. And they're two sides that over a 38-game season will give you your highs and lows, but in a one-off, it should be a pretty good game. That I think it should be a pretty good game. And Watford came up with a big win this weekend as well, right? So that's good for them. Good story over there. And we could have a pretty good semifinal there. But we got to talk about Wolves, obviously. But we got to talk about United first. And yeah, what did you guys think? Surprised? You guys aren't surprised. Fabson's surprised. You're not surprised. Why aren't you surprised?
Because that is a typical Wolves performance.
But I'm taking away from Wolves. What about United? Because United were bad.
Yeah,
it goes hand in hand. That Wolves were the reason why they were bad, but they were bad too. They didn't create many chances.
No, they did not. But I don't know if I mean, it's to Fab's point. This is how Wolves have played all year long. This is what I expected from that Wolves team, but I expected a little bit more from United. They didn't create too many chances. I mean, Rashford had 2 chances the whole game. Pogba was really non-existent in that midfield. Smalling wasn't good in the back either. Shaw had a typical Shaw-like performance the last couple of weeks. So no, I mean, United played poorly by their standards. But you know what? If we look at United's last 3 performances, they lost to Wolves, they've lost to Arsenal, and then they drew somebody.
There was the PSG game, and then I don't know. I can't go back. I'm not going to go back that far.
Yeah, but anyways, other than take that PSG performance away, they haven't been great the last number of weeks.
So do you think they're hitting the wall?
The game before that was 3-2 against Southampton.
There you go.
At the battle.
Yeah, at the end. So you think they've hit a wall now? Is that it? Is this the drop? Because they got a big game. We'll get to the draw in a bit, but they got a big month because they're also battling for that Champions League spot as well. And you have to think about it now, and it's like realistically, for you to get that Champions League spot, you kind of want to finish third,
just to ensure you're safe.
Just to ensure it, because there's so many different factors that could come into play, given the cup competitions and who could win what in the Europa League or who could win the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, you kind of want to finish third, and it's there now. So they have a big April, like every other team in that.
But they got a tough April, if I'm not mistaken.
I think their schedule is absolutely horrible.
Well, I think everyone has a tough April. I think they all have a tough April.
Watford, Wolves, Barcelona, West Ham, Barcelona, Everton, City, Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And their last two are against Huddersfield and Cardiff.
Yeah. But those two may be fighting too as well.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
So if you really want to gauge crunch time, and a lot of people have been already saying that he's been handed the managerial spot.
Yeah.
But you fumble through April, and for whatever reason, you win one of those, a couple draws, and things don't pan out. You go to Champions League, you're now sitting 5th or 6th, a couple spots back. I think things could be reassessed very much so.
And that's the thing. What were you going to say?
No Champions League football. You know what? And I think I would evaluate him. Take out Cardiff and Huddersfield. I would evaluate him on that stretch that you just spoke about.
Well, that's why when the question was raised a few weeks ago, I was like, no, this is great. This is exactly the barometer that should define whether they take that gamble, which I still think they shouldn't, even if he cleans them out. But that would definitely guarantee the job and solidify it for him. But this is where you really assess the players and you assess the manager. And that game that they played this weekend, a lot of them don't look like they're cut to be where Manchester United want to be. But there has to be a reality check at some point, and I feel like this is the perfect time to have that reality check. You got rid of Mourinho. You're kind of starting from scratch. You have all these players most of them have been here for a while, correct?
The core.
Yeah, the core
the
has
Shaws,
been there for
the
a while.
Smallings.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you got to know where you're going, what direction you want to take this club in, who is going to lead you into that process, because now it's how long Ferguson's been gone for, like a lot since 2013.
Yeah.
Right? So we're hitting like almost a 7-year stretch, and you've done everything you can to kind of speed up that process, to bring in someone else, to spend the money, and it hasn't worked out. You've shown us how difficult it is to properly build a great side. But now you have a chance to kind of start fresh. You have all these young players that have now played a few seasons at this level. At some point, you have to make a decision on them. They're backing them, because didn't Martial get a new contract?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Rashford's gonna get a new contract. But something's got to give.
You have to start asking the question: Are they good enough?
Yep.
And that's a question that I want to ask.
And I think we started to ask that question about that Chelsea team, and I think it's fair now to ask that same questions about this Manchester United team. Are those guys that they have there, are they truly up? Are they really top level players? Players that can play in those big Champions League games?
But that's the question I've been asking countless United fans over the past few years. Do you think that Marcus Rashford is going to be the player to spearhead your attack to a title-winning side? Do you think Anthony Martial could be that guy? Because I was with Mourinho with letting him go, based off the fact that you're Manchester United. This is not the 90s where you could play these kids and think that they're going to deliver the goods by playing attacking football or using width or getting the fullbacks. Where this is a totally different ball game. I think Ferguson would have some issues in this era of the Premier League, given how many good managers there are, given how other teams are now at that same financial level as Manchester United. Because back then, United were financially in a different ballpark than most other clubs. So I think he would really be in a different element in this time now. So you got to ask yourself these questions. Is Ander Herrera the guy you want in your midfield? Nemanja Matic, what have you been doing with Juan Mata? Is that backline good enough? Can you keep your goalkeeper? And then we get to Paul. Is Paul, because you've put your back in everything that you could, and you're asked on the line for Paul. But is Paul the guy that you could build your midfield around to get you to where you want to be, which is a Premier League champion or at least a yearly contender, which I don't think that's even good enough for them. They want to be champions. And one of the best teams in Europe. And when I watched that game this weekend and I looked on the other side of the field, shout out to my guy Joao. Shout out to him. I think this is going to be the little segment where we give full appreciation to Joao Moutinho, who I think is extremely underrated and has been throughout his entire career because he hasn't played in one of the big leagues, Germany, Spain, or England. He never really made that big move, but I feel like during his peak, and many people could argue with me, but if anyone that's been watching him on a week in, week out basis, or even watching him for his country, that at his peak, world-class midfielder. Y'all don't have to answer that, but I'll stand on that ledge alone if that needs to be said, that I think during his peak, world-class midfielder that's extremely underappreciated. And I think that he would walk into any midfield in this Premier League season, barring Manchester City.
I can't refute that.
Any midfield. And every time that I watch him, because I don't like to watch Wolves, anytime that I watch him, he, for the most part, outplays every other midfielder on the opposing team by some incredible stretch of the distance. And how old is he? 30, 31?
Yeah, he's up there.
Should Spurs have broke the bank when AVB wanted him over there, because that's a game changer. That's a Luka Modric replacement. That he is that good.
And you know what you're getting with him. The highs are never too high, but the lows are never low.
And that's what's key.
It's that consistency that you know for 38 games, he's pretty much going to be the same type of player all year round. You're never going to go a long stretch where he's just not good.
I'll argue the highs are high. The highs are high. He's goddamn that good. What they pay for him? $5 million?
Oh yeah, that's what. Well, coming off the back of that, that's a steal.
And that's why I can't give Wolves the whole relegation. Because you got a midfielder that will walk into any side of the Premier League.
Yeah.
And you got Ruben who would walk into most sides.
And I think the Donker has been a very good pickup as well.
Yep.
It definitely helps them out because at the start of the season,
and Rui in goal.
Well, yeah, but if you're speaking just in terms of midfield,
yeah,
the Donkers really even things out instead of having Saiz in midfield.
Yeah,
what they started at the beginning of the season, and all those other players.
Yeah.
No, but I think Wolves went about it the right way. I think they still have that backbone that got them promoted, but at the same time they tweaked it. They brought in some very intelligent signings, and I think that's the recipe for success. I think you could look at Fulham, who went the opposite way and who brought in, I don't know, I think it was 8 to 10 new players, and they thought, you know what, we're just going to bring in all these guys, put them together, and we'll be okay. Well, nope, because you need to build that chemistry.
Well, Fulham chased the names.
Yeah.
Even if you look at like the Babel and all that stuff,
Yeah.
Moutinho is not really a name.
No.
Jimenez isn't a name. Jota isn't a name. They're players that the coach has worked with before who knew that what he was going to get out of them. And I think that's one of the most important factors is Wolves backed their coach. They backed his plan and they've benefited from it.
100%. And that's, well, you got that guy in your midfield? Hell, I'll go on the ledge and take him over Paul right now. Right now. Right now, I would. I 100% would. And anyone could disagree. Anyone that's watched Wolves this season, I watched Moutinho throughout his career, would take him right now, just for this one season, over Paul. Obviously, Paul could get better in the next few seasons. I don't think he will. How old is Paul?
26, 27.
I don't think Paul is going to be any better than he is right now. But that guy has delivered on a year-to-year basis, and he's doing it again. And I think that is definitely integral, along with what Nuno's doing, along with Jimenez and Jota getting it right, along with Ruben being the backbone because he was there last season as well. That is all worked into this wonderful little story that I still feel that I'll eventually crush at some point because they're not gonna come up in next year and do the same thing.
No,
but it's a great story. big win again. And when you look at it, damn, you have to tip them as the slight favorite over Watford. You would like to, based on what they've done, but we've seen, like Fabs has said, we've seen the opposite, where the Huddersfield did the double over them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know, there was one thing that, and I know you don't want to talk about this, so I'll say it, and then we'll go past it. But the one thing that I didn't like about the FA Cup, so in this there was VAR, but in other games there weren't. I like that. That's one thing that I don't understand. Either VAR is in the whole competition, or VAR isn't. That's the one beef I had about that.
Yes, it does. I agree. It does not make sense. I do not know why they did not have it in all the other games.
Yeah, I just found it strange.
They're testing.
Yeah, well,
you're the Prem boys. You're supposed to be backing the testing so that it's absolutely flawless next season when they implement it.
Oh well, okay.
And we sit here weekly and discuss it.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I know.
Which takes us to Wales.
Yeah.
So where Manchester City almost didn't do it. The quadruple dream is alive.
Still.
Pep made the changes. They got it right. Dan, what was your beef with the game? Besides the fact that Aguero was offside.
He was.
And Sterling dove.
Yes.
Oh, what else? What else was your beef?
I told you. I gave credit to Pep for making those changes. I thought those changes literally changed the game, and kudos to him to make those changes. And look, Pep just has that incredible will to win. He wants to win every game. I think he probably wants to win if he's playing on the training ground. That's just how bad that guy wants to win. And I've always had respect for Pep as a manager, even as a player. But watching him now on a closer, on a more daily basis, I respect his drive to want to win anything and everything that he can. So regardless whether the calls were the calls, kudos to him to not give in and throw this, because he could have easily thrown the towel in, but that's not Pep. He made the changes and he got the result that they deserved once he made those changes. Because I didn't think Swansea were deserving of the lead they had, but when Pep made those changes, look, he turned the game around, and like I said, kudos to him.
Do you think they would have won if he didn't make the changes?
No,
Really?
no. Those
that's fair.
Once those changes came in, the momentum swung. Actually, when Bernardo scored that goal to make it 2-1, the momentum completely changed.
I think they created enough chances that they should have been up.
Oh yeah, they should.
That's why I think that I felt like it was one of those games where it was eventually going to come.
But I don't think if he doesn't make those changes, because he makes those changes in the 75th minute, I don't think they were scoring. I don't think they were scoring 2. They might have scored 1, but they weren't. Definitely, the game was stalling out on them.
Okay, I'm not here to argue that. But I thought they were full value of the win, and they did it the hard way. But they created plenty of that game could have ended 10. That game could have ended 10-2. It wasn't like, for me, it wasn't like they were knocking at the door. Like one of the games that we've seen in this season, perhaps Newcastle comes to mind, and where else did they drop points?
Wolves.
Volley
scored with his hand.
Yeah, where they created a few chances, but here they created enough chances where I already forgot the goalkeeper's name, but they made a lot of key blocks. Nordfeldt made a lot of key saves, and I felt like it was eventually going to come. But yes, he made this tactical change, 4-4-2. And this is where we go to another. See, people, I don't know why people think I hate Portugal so much. Because we're going to get to another guy who's also my guy. I like the little short Portuguese guys. They're killing it.
Good job done.
They're killing it alongside Cristiano.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Bernardo was fantastic.
Bernardo's been their best player this season.
Yep. Yeah.
I just want to make that clear. I know we can make the argument for Raheem, but Bernardo's been...
Even the 2019 Aguero's having. He's quite impressive too. I think you can make an argument for all three at this point almost.
Well, I'm gonna stand on the next ledge.
Stand on the ledge.
Bernardo's been the best player at Manchester City this season.
And it's tough to argue that.
Yeah.
And debate me.
No, I don't
care.
I don't think you can. I think you You're full value for that one.
And I think he should be in the top 3 for the PFA Player of the Year. I think that's how good he's been.
Well, you know he won't be, but that's fine.
That's fine. I don't. Well, yeah, y'all are giving it to Virgil.
Oh yeah, it's already done and dusted.
I'm not to say that Virgil doesn't deserve it, but yeah, it's already been dusted to him.
Yeah,
and I see them give it to Mo last year, and I fought that to the ledge too. Even though you could make the case, but yeah, I know it's who you like.
Yep,
and I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, Bernardo's been great, and I think he changed the game moving to the left side as well. Gave them something different, and yeah, when you break it down, I think the bigger story here, and I never want to talk about the quadruple, ever, but I feel like we are heading into the final stretch of the season. What are we, like 8 games left? 9?
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever gotten to this point and had that conversation.
Because last year it was what, like January, I think, where they bowed out of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I think it was January or February.
Yeah, to Wigan.
But it hadn't gone this far.
No.
This is tangible.
We're hitting a legitimate. Yeah, and this is a legitimate conversation.
And now they're in the Champions League. They're on we'll talk about that after. But they're on a favorable. Not favorable, but they have a matchup where you could see them getting through.
Yeah. I don't like that tie, by the way, but continue.
FA Cup, you could see them getting through. In the Premier League, they're in pole position.
The favorite.
Mm-hmm. They win out, they win.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's theirs to lose at this point.
Yeah.
So things are trending in that direction. And the question it leads to me is, if they win the quadruple, do they become the greatest Premier League side ever?
100%.
Yeah.
No debate.
You can't debate it, correct?
No, you can't. Because the amount of games that you play in this era, and it's just the demand
coming off the back of 100-point season too.
Yeah. Then
oh god, those Manchester United fans
Arsenal. I don't care who you want to talk about the Invincibles. You can't.
No. I already told you they're not the conversation.
But because that seems to be always the go-to. The fact that they never lost a game. Okay, fine, whatever. But to go 100 points, smash that record, and then do the quad the next year.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting them in the conversation. They do the Trebs. If they win the treble, regardless of which order it goes in.
I was gonna say, is that the treble with the Champions League or without the Champions League?
I think if they go without the Champions League, I still think you could really have that conversation, depending on where they go. Obviously, if they get bounced by Spurs, then we can't have that conversation.
Yeah.
But semifinals past, they're in the conversation. I'm not gonna 100% give it to them, but they're in the conversation. It shouldn't be this way. And obviously, injuries could kill them, but that is. I think at this point, injuries would kill any team at this point.
Yeah, I think that's what almost makes this even more impressive is that they don't have 2 of their starting 11.
Yeah.
One of which was arguably the best player last season, and the other which probably had one of the best opening months, 4, 5, 6 weeks of this month.
Yeah.
You see how instrumental he was and how many assists he was pulling game after game.
It's getting to a point where and like you said. They went out in the Premier League, it's theirs. They went out in this competition, it's theirs. And barring the fact, I know last week we had a little favorites conversation, which Dan is still wrong. By the way, you were still wrong. But when you look at it as a whole, if you take out the Messi factor and the Ronaldo factor, they are the best team, healthy in the competition.
Thank you.
As a whole, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Those 2 other guys still play.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's fine.
That's the problem. So that is the barometer for them. It's all in their hands. And at this point, it's like just to have the conversation is crazy enough. Because I'm not going to kill them if they don't do it, unless they lose to Brighton.
Yeah. Well,
even then, it's a cup. It's a cup, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to kill them.
Even if they do that and do the double and go to the final of the Champions League, I'd still be like, that's an impressive season.
Just off the spin of what they did last season, because this is the first time since we like to say, since the United won 3 years in a row, where a team has been able to replicate greatness with another great year.
Yes.
And they had a World Cup year where they sent the most amount of players to the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. And you're seeing it now. A lot of them, Kyle Walker hasn't been the same player since last season.
I think the grind now is slowly starting to catch up to City. And you can start to see it in a number of players. And look, like you guys have said, this has been a long year for a number of those players, be it the World Cup, be it even all those friendly games at the beginning of the season, preseason, whatever you want. It's a long grind for those players.
Oh no, but it's catching up to everyone.
Yeah,
It's catching up to everyone
No,
because
City's not. It's not just City who's had a grind. A lot of teams have had grinds.
yeah. Because what? Hold on, before we even say that. So, your favorite City to win? It's theirs to lose.
You would have to peg them.
It's theirs to lose
at this point.
I just want to get that clear. Brighton. I just want to mention their game quickly because they were like down 2-0, but like
good for them.
Yeah,
they came back and won.
Good for them.
With like minutes left.
Yeah.
I don't know what Buddy was doing, but shout out to the goalkeeper, man. When you make a mistake like that, I don't need to mention your name. I'm doing you a favor. Trying to punch the ball.
Go on, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think Glenn missed the penalty, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They did.
And they still won.
Nice.
So shout out to them. But yeah, they're the favorites. But when we get to fatigue, we gotta go to Craven Cottage.
Yeah.
We gotta go to Craven Cottage. Liverpool should not be going to those lengths.
Nope.
But we gotta look at them too. They really lucked out that they got Fabs' boys, and I hope Fabs' boys have some retribution on their mind. Do the little TFC vignettes on Arte Pay or what's the new channel?
No, that's the one.
It's still
Yeah,
Arte Pay.
that's the one.
They do little vignettes.
That's the one.
Give Sergio some interviews.
You know he's not going to say anything bad.
No.
I want him to though. Get spicy.
Win it off the field.
Yeah.
Get into Klopp's head.
Talk to Jurgen. Anyhow, Liverpool, save it for late. Virgil, Ryan was right.
He has a mistake in him.
Ryan's a loser.
Question: Do you blame Allison for any of that?
Well, I blame them both for the communication error. I just want to know, when Virgil nodded the ball, did he want Allison to nod it back?
Pardon?
Because when he nodded the ball back to Allison,
yeah,
it was like yay high. It wasn't feet high. So I just want to ask him, like, what did he expect Allison to do?
I think he was hoping he was going to come out and grab it.
But he can't grab it.
He headed it back.
Oh yeah, he could have. Oh yeah, shit. But still, like, no. That's I just expect him to head it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a communication lapse somewhere.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Allison was already off his line.
Yeah.
So
he's at the point of no return.
yeah. So who did listen to who?
But I think
you'll never really know, I guess.
Okay, I'll tell you this as a defender, I want my keeper to come and crash and grab that.
Really?
Yeah.
I could equally say that as a keeper, I want Virgil to deal with that.
That's fair.
Instead of holding it like out of, he could have punted that away.
He could have. Yeah, I agree.
Before backing in. Oh shit, Ryan's behind me. So I'm gonna blame them both.
Yeah, equally.
I'm gonna blame them both. That's a huge, and boy did they get lucky that other loser Sergio.
Yeah.
That's a bad. See, that's why they're getting relegated.
Yeah.
By the way, that is 100% why.
It's funny because as soon as he dropped that, I thought to myself, "Don't pull him down," and he did. There was no need to pull him down. That's the stupid part on his. Mane's not turning around and scoring. There's no need to put your arms on him.
I don't know about that. Sadia's on a little heater.
Yeah, I know, but he's not.
He might backheel it into the goal.
Yeah, he might have, but he's not scoring from there.
Do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He's picking up the slack for everybody.
Yeah, but no, he's not. There's no need for that.
Fulham, man, you got one job.
Have they officially been relegated yet?
No.
No.
We're getting close though, aren't we?
But they play City next week, and I think that if they lose that, then they kind of
That
got
could be the end of it.
They kind of got to win all out.
Yeah.
And
I
even
think they
then,
almost
you're
have to
asking
win
a
out
lot.
now. If I'm not mistaken.
They're 11 points back.
You wait till they beat City next week.
There's 7 games left.
You wait till they decide to find their defensive resilience.
Yeah.
back against the wall mentality.
Half of that team's going to be gone next season.
Yeah, it's some of them.
And they're going to have to offload some players just because of the wages.
Some of them have to look. Some of those players need to look at themselves in the mirror.
Yeah,
because I kind of still stick with Fabs' point that shit, man, you still have too much talent to be finishing to be this bad. I know you're imbalanced as hell and your defense is awful, but
not 11 points back of Cardiff.
Yeah. That's
atrocious.
That's ridiculous. On your third manager,
70 goals conceded, I think that's where the problem lies. We can all agree upon that.
That's been my issue since day one, and I always felt that Mitrovic couldn't be the guy to really lead them forward. But that's because I'm hated.
Like they've conceded 23 more goals than Cardiff.
Yeah. And we laughed at Cardiff.
Yeah.
Like, I still laugh at Cardiff.
Yeah. So if we're
keep it consistent.
If we're laughing at Cardiff, we're sure as hell laughing at Fulham.
No, I feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad.
And I don't feel bad for anyone.
No, you don't feel bad.
But I do.
No,
it's gone beyond the point of laughing.
I feel bad for Ryan.
Was Cessignon?
No, Babel.
Well, no, I don't.
You made that move for what?
No, his hair's red.
Yeah.
No.
I would have thought at this point he would have changed colors. Maybe just
No. There's something really wrong.
He thought he was going to come back and set the Premier League ablaze.
Is that his brand?
Literally.
Is that a Brad's move?
Yeah. It could be. Hey, it got him a call up to the national team.
Man, he ain't doing too bad there. We'll see you in June, Ryan. You can redeem yourself in the Nations League. But yeah, man, Liverpool. Salah's not Salahing.
Nope. Nope. He missed a number of chances.
You ain't gonna say what you said to me
What did I say
about Salah, or we're gonna keep that. You already dug yourself too many holes.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna score another goal in the Premier League.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
I told him Salah's gonna score like the title clinching goals.
No.
On the last.
Let me see who they play just to see how wild that take is.
Okay. Taking your phone.
I don't know.
Well, they play Spurs next. I think that could be very.
That's a big game.
That's huge.
We'll spur. We'll Salah.
Yeah.
Okay, they still have Cardiff. Okay, Salah's still gonna bag at least 5 more goals until the end of the season.
He's moving a bit different though. He's not a lot tired.
Yeah,
lack of confidence. Definitely needs to get that fourth extra touch on that left foot. Firmino not really doing well. I'm very happy. I know y'all ain't a big fan of him, but I'm very happy to see Adam back playing consistently.
Actually, he's been playing well the last couple of weeks. So kudos to him.
Thank you.
I'll give you the.
I forgot to give him a shout out last week because I thought he played much better last week.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see him. I think that's a big boost for England, and that if he could regain that form that he had before the horrific injury,
England don't need him. They got JWP.
Okay, man, don't make me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not
don't
your
make me
boy.
debate. Why they call up Hudson Odoi?
Doesn't matter. They got JWP.
Yeah.
Hey man, 85th minute, and I got one sub left, and there's a 25-yard free kick. Yeah, I'm subbing whoever. Bring that boy on. He's gonna score. They called up Hudson.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's
Actually, you know
It's
what?
a PR move.
Speaking of England, I thought Trent had a really good game.
Yeah, Trent.
His season's been very up and down.
Yeah.
They need to move him into midfield. He passes better than all of us.
Yeah. I thought he had a fantastic game on the right wing.
Well, yeah, because Ryan's
not. Yeah.
Ryan's like, hey, yeah, you go. Go take a run.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing with Robertson on the other side.
Yeah.
Ayite, come on, man.
Yeah.
They're just not good enough. I don't want to waste any more time.
No,
on
I
them.
agree.
For the until they beat City next week.
They beat City and Liverpool beat Spurs.
Hey, they beat City next week, man. I'm gonna have the biggest laugh on this podcast.
Yeah, you will.
I mean, 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna have the biggest laugh. What else? Anything big else happened to Champions? Oh, Chelsea lost.
Chelsea lost.
Yeah, Chelsea lost.
Well, how was Chelsea Twitter?
Yo,
In an uproar?
In an uproar.
Really?
In an uproar.
Sorry, he's gone.
Yeah, they're having like some talks.
Crisis talks
again.
Like a Roman is having talks. Yeah. Oh, about sorry. Yeah, man. I got into a little. You know me, man. I just love to see that hive, and I just want to say a few things about what they really had to say. basically they feel like, so it's kind of paraphrase, there will be no excuse, sack him and keep sacking till we get someone with sense.
Keep sacking.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm calling the manager crap because he is managing a fairly average squad and has managed to make them look like championship level footballers. We were never buying 11 players in a window. Now we won't be buying one. Why keep him with a squad that he has failed with? I expected him to properly manage the group of players he has been handed and not make me want to gouge my eyes out watching my team. His tactics have not brought out any of his players' strengths while putting their weaknesses on blast.
Wow.
Is it him or is it the players?
I really, no. Is there anything else that he said that was really sad that really matters? The game happened twice a week. So far, 90 minutes twice a week. I get to watch Sarri completely mess up in team selection, tactical setup, and game management and subs. So yes, I cry about that more often than the few times I feel like talking about the foundational problem.
Wow. I was looking for one myself that I retweeted, but I guess I can't find it.
They've really...
Somebody was really emotional.
Yeah. But this person talks about Sarri being sacked like every single day.
Oh, okay.
And my thing here, I'm no rant today, because I've told you where I feel. I feel like he should quit. I think Dad's felt like he should quit after the Kepa thing.
Yep.
I think he should really quit. This season has put me on a level where I feel like there's no team I want to see fail more long term than Chelsea Football Club.
I can't find it. But
They're short term ass fans that
backwards thinking
fans that got too much when it was good and now think that they can replicate that model need to really learn the hard way. I've come out here and said that I feel like there are a few bad decisions away from being a nice mid-table club.
And they're on their way.
Especially with Eden leaving.
Yeah.
And you know everyone wants Nicolo. I don't know if he'll leave yet.
Well, Gonzalo's not going to be there. And I don't know which one of those lone players are going to come back and score goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that Gonzalo's really covered himself in glory, but I get where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So I want to know what they think, because I thought for the first 45 minutes, you know, if they could hit the net, they should have won that game in the first 45.
Yes, they should have.
They should have easily won that game in the first 45.
A lot of people were saying that's the best 45 they've played all year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next 45 came. And all it took was Everton to just put some pressure, get it a few yards closer, you know, close down options. And those boys did absolutely nothing. And I want to know how I could blame Sarri for the goals that they conceded.
You can't.
I want to know. Well, the person that made that comment was blaming him for the Wolves goal that they conceded, saying that they were playing too far up the field and that's why they got picked apart.
You know, if Raul and Diogo can 1-2 past 4 players, that's not Sarri's fault.
Exactly.
But that's how they feel.
Well, they need to.
That's how they
maybe
feel.
Open their eyes.
They feel that Sarri got it right a few times, like the way that they played against Manchester City, and that's kind of how they want them to play, a few yards deeper, more so on the counterattack. They want him to adjust to the players, but I don't feel why he should.
But it can't be Sarri's fault when they lose, and then the players' fault when they win.
Yeah.
Like it can't be both ways.
No, it's one or the other.
It's everything. It's everything in conjunction with one another.
Right.
I'm not here going to back Sarri and everything that he's done this season as well, because there's been moments where I felt like he made the wrong move, but this is his first season in the Prem.
Right.
He needs to be given some grace period here. He needs to be given. Well, now it doesn't look like he's going to be given a transfer window.
No.
Which is going to make this job even harder. And then that's my thing too, is who the hell is going to walk into this mess without a transfer window?
Nobody.
And that's been my thing. And even without the transfer window, what competent manager, and I'm talking about like competent, not someone that has something to prove. I mean like the best of the best. Who is going to walk into that with that management and realistically think that they're going to be there long?
But we've said this week after week after week. It's the same thing. Nobody's going to want to take that job. They know who's staying and who's leaving. We all know who's staying and who's leaving. No manager, and now you add the transfer ban in there. No competent man, no high-profile manager is going to want to take this Chelsea position.
At the moment, this is our limit, I think. In my opinion, the first 45 minutes were the best we have played all season. And in the second half, we stopped playing. We forgot how to defend, forgot how to counterattack. And that is a problem for us because even if you don't score, you have to stay in the match. That is what Sarri said.
Yeah, he's right.
And it's happened time and again this season where they've had great first halves and then the second they shut off. Or just it's a moment where it's like they just don't have the fortitude to keep their minds in the game. They emotionally switch off for whatever reason.
I'm worried about our mentality. He questioned their mentality again. A lot of people don't like that.
Well, I think that's key to any team. If you have a manager like Pep, and you know that the winning is instilled in those players' minds, that if they go, look, they're down 2-0. If Swansea are up 2-0 against Chelsea, there's a very low likelihood that Chelsea are coming back. Yeah. But if they're, like we've seen against City, if City are down 2-0, you still never really write them out of the game. But how many times do we just say, oh, Chelsea are done and dusted?
Yep.
Get to more. Just remembering our first game of 2019 when we drew 0-0 versus Southampton, I was appalled. I asked at what point after we delivered the same insipid performance game after game, does Sarri accept this is his football? Because if it wasn't, it changed. He doesn't know what went wrong in the second half, but it was as simple as it looked. A little bit of intensity beyond the level of Europa League minnows and everything and everyone collapses. Huddersfield and Fulham are on the same level, which is wrong, but I'll continue. If I accepted lots of things I don't accept, I could describe our squad as one of World Cup winners, Premier League winners, plus his ideal midfielder and forward. So what is it that Sarri's missing? I'd say compliant and inadequate opponents. Them he could beat. Premier League teams, not so much. Oof. Listen, man, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. And this is not because of him, because I really feel that he deserves better and he deserves to be at a club that is run by people that know what they're doing and at a club where the fans know how a proper football club is run. Because the problem with that culture at that club is that, like I've said, they've gone through so many short-term projects with success following this same incorrect practice that they feel that it's going to work again. And I don't know how you could go through this and not look at the players and call them World Cup winners, Premier League winners. I've stated that when Chelsea won the Premier League the 2 times in this decade, there was no legitimate competition there.
Yeah.
There was no legitimate competition. The Premier League was at its worst. That's not to take away from the achievements that Mourinho, I guess, achieved, although in the second half of the season, he had to really park a bus and put Kurt Zouma in midfield and really grind out the win. And Conte's little the 30 wins in that season, where their closest challenger was who? Spurs?
Was it Spurs?
I'm pretty sure it was Spurs.
It was Spurs.
So I would not be on a ledge with these players. Everyone knows that the board has an issue. Everyone knows that they're running the club wrong. But wouldn't that be more wise for you as a fan base to stand up, challenge the board, defend the manager with a project that could reap rewards if, he actually got some players who could do what he wants?
The thing is, if you're questioning the intensity, that's on the coach. That's on the players, to me.
Yeah. This whole, it's a patch job.
Yep.
The pragmatic cries, and that's where I'm going to leave it. It's just that I want to step down. I want them to bring in whoever they think they could bring in right now to fix whatever they think they're going to fix. And then I want them to not finish in the top 4. And then I want them to look at themselves. And these are the fans first. And I want them to look at themselves and really question what happened. Mm-hmm. Because I'm pretty sure Antonio Conte played them in their ideal systems.
Yep.
And they finished where last year? 5th. So you want Conte to do the same. I mean, you want Sarri to do the same thing, but think it's going to get any better.
Nope.
Well, he's going to be the scapegoat.
He's
He's already
the scapegoat. All their little media outlets and all their fans are out there, crying for someone new. So I want someone new to come in, and I want the same players to stay, and I want the youngsters to get their little chances. Ruben and Callum and Nathan and Christensen. Oh, God, I saw someone trying to say that they should play Cahill. So I want all those guys to come back because, like I said, and you guys can both agree here, City are moving upwards. Mm-hmm. Liverpool, if they don't win this year, are gonna move upwards. United are craving to be United. Arsenal, those fans at the Emirates, those Chelsea fans could learn a thing or two from that.
Mm-hmm. And even Spurs.
And even Spurs. Because Pochettino may come close every single year, may not win every trophy, but given the work that he's done and continues to do, they know that he's not leaving unless he wants to go. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's how it should be.
I think we spend too much time talking about those Chelsea fans, to be honest. I don't think they deserve any more of our time.
But you kind of have to look at it because based on the fact that they are in the top 4 race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Still is a big result losing 2-0.
Yeah. And that has to be touched on. Everton are still what I think they are, and they did not show me anything worthwhile on the weekend. Shout out to Chicharito for his low LeBron push down.
Yeah.
Huddersfield just can't catch a break. Newcastle at the death. And someone else lost that deserved to lose.
Palace?
Yeah. Was that all?
Yeah.
In the Prem?
Yeah, it was a small week.
Okay, good. Bye, Prem. Serie A was. We'll get to the other guy later. Serie A.
Okay.
Juve lost.
Yep.
And for the first time all season.
Not undefeated anymore.
Nope.
Thank God that's over. Thank God.
And they still sit 15 points ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got Spal beating Roma. Good boy, Claudio. Claudio can get your break, eh?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I told you
that's actually the first time that Spal's done the double over Roma.
What did I tell you? That's Claudio should just sit back and retire.
Yeah,
he's putting this on himself. I don't feel sorry for him.
No,
sit your ass at home. Yeah. You won the league, man.
Yeah,
go on a high. Mr. Fix-It at this point.
You're not. What do they call him? Tinkerman.
The Tinkerman.
Yeah, get out of here. You've tinkered enough.
Yeah.
We're good.
We don't want you tinkering with anything anymore.
We're good. We're fine.
Old man.
And then Juve lost. Napoli won. Shout out to Ospina.
Yeah.
Is he going to be okay?
I hope so. He's still in intensive care.
I seen something today. It was a picture on Instagram or something like that.
He's fine?
Oh, he's fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, prayers to him, man. That was wild.
Yeah.
The Napoli ain't getting our love. But we got to go to the derby quickly.
The Milan derby.
Inter move. Yo, man. Get a Cardi out of here.
I was about to say.
No, but you posed a question.
Yes, I did.
And I said that they'll be fine because of the incompetence of everyone else. And I like Lautaro's movement. And they just have too much talent not to really finish in third based on everyone else behind them.
It's almost like the thing where we don't trust the guys behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Milan have been trending in the right direction, they've had a very good 2019.
How about those world-class defenders, by the way? I meant to ask you that.
But that was kind of my point with that was that besides Roma, Milan have played every team in the bottom half in 2019. So I want to see how they end the season.
Yeah.
And they still have the same, besides Bakayoko, but that's a League 4 Bakayoko. I've always said that Serie A over the
slower league.
And over the past decade, the players with pace, the direct players, always thrive a bit more.
Yes.
They're not really, I'm not going to say that they're the elite players, but they're able to really find themselves there because that's not how the league really works. Fullbacks aren't really faced with 1v1 attackers on a consistent basis. And Bakayoko's thriving because he could dribble.
Yeah.
He ain't the greatest passer.
No.
But he could dribble you. But they had problems in that midfield. And that was my thing. They let Vecino look like he was
Luka Modric?
He was the ultimate Trequar.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But that's what I feel like both managers gotta go. And I've said this countless times. I feel like Inter need to, with both teams finishing in the top 4 this season? Because I have no faith in Roma.
No.
And whoever is behind them ain't doing it either.
No. Atalanta?
No, I wish, but no.
Fiorentina?
No.
Okay, so that's it.
Definitely not Lazio.
Oh, Lazio. Oh, that was the other team.
So with those teams finishing in the top 4, that's a big step for both of them. Although Inter was already there this season. But Inter already knew they needed a manager. And they should have got one, barring Icardi saving them and the whole thing that happened against Spurs. But Inter need a new manager, and they need to push forward. And this new manager better be the right one. Whether it be Antonio, whether it be Jose, which I definitely don't see happening, but Dan keeping it alive.
Yeah.
They got to pick the right one. That's first and foremost. Milan need one too.
Yeah, but we've said that for a long time, and I think Inter are in a spot, and you said it already, where they were in the Champions League already this year, so they know what to expect, and Milan should have watched the other Serie A teams in Champions League, and if they're honest about themselves, they should say Gattuso's not the guy to take us to the return of Champions League glory at that Milan club.
Anything about what do you like about Milan, Fabs?
Well, I don't think it's just a Gattuso thing. I don't think a lot of those players are good enough to be Champions League quality players as well.
Well, yes, that's also.
And I don't think that
Kessa and Biglia aren't.
I think getting into the Champions League is a great story, but it has to start domestically first. You need to put together a good What do they play? Do they play 38 as well, or 35 games? Whatever they
38.
play, 38 as well.
Yeah,
they need to put a complete 38 game season together. You can't have a beginning of a season where you're incompetent and then you end the season well. Because this is back-to-back seasons where they've ended the season well and it's sort of glossed over a lot of the issues that they have had.
I think they need a replacement in practically every single position, barring possibly their main striker.
Yeah.
Obviously you can't.
A couple midfielders. I think the back line you can improve at every single position.
Yeah.
But I feel the same about the midfield too.
I think you could get by with Bakayoko and maybe Paqueta, and you add another very good midfielder there. I think you could get by in the Serie A. But if you really want to take the next jump, then you need an overhaul altogether.
Yeah.
I think to your point, I think they're okay up front with
But they only got what option?
That's what I'm saying. No. I think you still need some more strikers, but I mean, at least you have something to work around. But everywhere else you have to improve. Maybe goalkeeper.
But I feel like that's probably the one thing that they could hope to develop.
Yeah, the least of their worries.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the last thing that they have to.
Because Çalhanoğlu and Suso ain't cutting it. Brini ain't cutting it.
No.
The midfield do things change with Jack there in that midfield?
I don't think.
No.
I think he doesn't do anything better than Kessie.
Okay, fair enough. I just like his last name. The fullbacks, Ricardo's getting up there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Calabria is okay. And then the central, like the center backs, no.
And then,
sorry.
Even if you look to their options on the bench, there's not much there either.
No.
It's you need, and the thing that kills me though is that they've put a lot of money into the side.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
And you look at the players that they've bought, the Castillejos, the Andre Silvas.
Hasn't panned out.
It's been players, the flash in the pan player who's had a great season before, and then when Porto sold Andre Silva, I was the happiest guy on the planet because I knew he's not that guy. He's not the 30, the 40 million, whatever they spent on him. He's not that player.
That's
Look,
ridiculous.
he started his season phenomenally, and he hasn't been able to score since then. And he plays in a Sevilla side that is all about attacking.
Yeah.
And he can't seem to buy a goal in the last 6 months. So what is he going to do at an AC Milan side?
And that's the biggest problem there. If you want to learn how not to spend money, you could look at both those clubs.
Both
the Milan clubs. I think that and that's the problem there. Because I feel like even if Napoli had some of that money, they could probably be in a different ballpark than they are. But they don't or choose not to. Is there a happy medium?
I think it's a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Yeah. So that, because you have all that money and you got Juve, barring Ronaldo, spending bit part money on players that are on their somewhat last legs, end of their career. And that's what's happening. Money doesn't always talk.
No.
We're learning that from those Milan clubs. But that's where I sit with them. And it's just, I don't know how they could do it, because even when I watch that derby, it's like, I do not know how Milan are going to score on a week-to-week basis.
If it's not Pitek.
But I don't know how I don't know how they get him the ball.
Yeah.
It was the big issue with Higuain.
Yeah.
The amount of service that he has was minimal.
Yeah. And then eventually Higuain packed it in and started playing like a bum. But like, at some point, Piatek may feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know? And it ruins his stock. I feel like he's scoring because he has to.
He probably works a little bit harder than Higuain does at this point in his career.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you look at a lot of his goals, it's been sheer determination on his end.
Yes, and that's what I said. The sheer determination that you wouldn't get from Higuain,
Yeah.
but because you got it from him, that's a bit of the difference.
They're not really team goals.
No. And that's what I mean was when I watched them, it's like, how are you going to score goals? How are you going to create goals? Because your midfield doesn't have it. Suso's always trying to drop deep and do the same little thing.
Yeah.
Çalhanoğlu hasn't really been the creator for me. Decent set piece taker, probably better than decent set piece taker. Likes to shoot all the time, but not a creator. So who are you playing with Piatek? We saw Cotrone try to do it, and you know. So that's my thing when I watch them, and it pains me to watch them, just like it pains me to watch Inter, because I feel the same way. But they gave Vecino too much space this week. And just the goals that they conceded, it's like they're all preventable. It's not like Inter really carved them open. So it was great. I feel like that's a bit of an indicator for those that don't watch Serie A often or do watch Serie A often. If I'm a fan of both clubs, I'm really pushing on the board to do something. Not even be wiser.
I think it's just gain an identity, get a direction.
Yes, and it's a big summer, because like I said, a lot of managers are out there, and you got to find a way. Wasn't Simeone supposed to go to Inter, by the way?
I think that could be
talks.
That could be his last club before he retires.
Oh boy, he better hop over that fence now, because
we
when we go to the Wanda, and I sat down to watch that.
Hang on, before you move on, is there any way that if Sarri leaves Chelsea, he coaches either one of these teams?
That could happen. Do you think that could happen?
No.
Or is he a Napoli guy through and through?
I think he's a Napoli guy through and through.
No, you pussy. I can't defend him anymore.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Anyways, but to Atletico? To the Wanda?
But why?
I don't know. I think he's just a loyal man.
You better prove you wrong. You better prove you wrong.
Inter AC Milan, if they gave him the full backing of a project, is that not a better place for him to be at than Napoli?
Yes.
Than Napoli? Than Chelsea?
No, then Napoli.
The Napoli.
Because he has the funds to
do what he wants. Bring in who he wants.
Are the Milan lights too bright? That's a good question to ask. They're bright. They're brighter than that Napoli.
Hey, he would be allowed to smoke at the stadiums, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would actually.
So?
We could have that.
Okay, we can have that discussion.
Well, fine. Atletico, they dropped the ball. You hear the reports? You see my retweet? Griezmann
wants out?
Yeah. You're a loser.
If he did that whole documentary then to this season to just jump ship again?
You are a loser.
Goodness.
He's going to United.
You think you're way better than you actually are, buddy.
He's going to United to play with Paul.
Oh, yeah. They've already had a little handshake today when they were in the French national team.
I could definitely see that happening, and United paying absurd money for him.
Paul, Antoine, and Romelu.
Oh god!
Keep me out of that locker room.
Oh my!
I could definitely see that happening.
Oh, wow!
The dances with
goodness.
Lingard too.
Oh, they're going to be choreographing dances.
If Lingard ever hits another moonwalk.
Oh, Troops killed him after that.
Yeah.
He can't hit the
Obama who?
He can't do it anymore. but and Barca don't want him anymore.
No.
And why would they?
No.
They don't need him.
They don't need him.
But even if they did, why would they after all that?
Yeah, after you basically shunned them.
Yeah.
And now you're getting sunned. 10 points back at Atletico. 10 points back. And
that's it. That's done. That's done and dusted.
The Liga announcers are trying to give some hope that Barcelona have a tough little run of games.
I think that was done at a 5-point advantage.
Because they're not scoring enough goals.
Yeah.
Where's the Grizz gang?
They're done and dusted as well.
They've scored almost half the amount of goals that Barcelona scored.
Yeah. but my thing with them this weekend, and this weekend is I blame a lot on Simeone. I know Jimenez made an error, and I know the way that they conceded the goals were just terrible. But that's a tough place to go. And when you don't have a certain amount of shots on target by a certain time point, come on, Diego. We've given you the credit for going to the back to the basics in that first leg against Juve. But the whole issue that we've had with Atletico this season and Diego is just that we wanted more.
Yeah.
And they show you instances where they show you more.
But it's flash. It's here and there. It's not.
But it's
not
almost
consistent.
But it's a question as, is it him holding back the
Yes.
team and playing that way?
Yes.
Or is it just the team is not capable
No.
of playing like that for 90 minutes?
No.
I think I'm 100% at Sam.
Yeah.
I don't think you could go into every game, especially against sides that you're better than, and tell them to have the ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You are better footballers than a lot of these. Like it just can't be that way. And it's a tough grind to play that way for a 38 game season since not all of them, but a good chunk of them have been playing that way since 2013, 2014, or even prior, when all this huge little run started. To play that way, that's a grind.
So is he finally coming back down to earth?
Well, people will always give him credit, and rightly so, for what they've achieved in terms of winning the league that one year and then making 2 Champions League finals. And mind you, being knocked out of that competition by Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm. Twice.
Well, every time.
Every single time.
Every single
It's
time.
been a Ronaldo side.
Yeah.
Every single time. So they'll give him credit for that. But at some point, you got to look at it, and it's like, damn, this really isn't working. It's like the anti-Poch.
Is he somebody that doesn't have a plan B?
I hate that term, but I feel like we're getting to that point. I've always challenged him to say. I always challenged him and said, "Show us something new."
I always felt that he was too negative.
Evolve.
Yeah, I've always said it. There's nothing on there. I've always said he's just too negative of a manager, and the last couple games, the Juve one and now this one, just reaffirms what I've always thought. You can. It's okay to be defensive, but he is defensive to the max, and I think he's got to go. I think he's gonna go.
He's the anti-Mourinho. I know a lot of people kill Mourinho for being very organized and whatnot, but Mourinho's sides score goals.
Yeah, his sides don't.
His sides kind of struggle to. Mm-hmm. There's no shame in losing at Bilbao or dropping points there, but it's just the way that they did it.
But you could say the same thing about the way they lost to Juve. There's no shame in losing to Juve.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
No.
Especially this year.
No, there's not. But when you go there and you show nothing and you just sit back and get punched in the face, I don't like to use that term, but you sit back and you invite the pressure over and over and over again. I'm sorry, but I know you live by the sword, die by the sword. That's the way he is. But look, you also need to change your tactics.
See, I'm 50-50 on that, because when it works, everyone's praising him. Because he's done that. He's done that. And people have praised him. I know they were bad that night. They were bad for certain reasons. I don't think the approach, I always expected the approach to be that way. They died on that same ledge in the Champions League final to Real Madrid that year when Ramos scored the goal in like the 90th minute. They died on that ledge in the Champions League final where they lost to Real Madrid in shootouts. Mm-hmm. That's their ledge. Yeah. And it's damned if you do. I remember when they knocked out Bayern that one year, past Bayern, and they won that way. They had one quality chance before eventually Bayern had to push a lot of men forward, and they had to get the away goal. And Griezmann got the away goal off a mistake. I think it was a Boateng mistake, and he got praised for it. So that's why it's like I can't really kill him for that, for going there and doing that. I kill him for the La Liga performance that I've seen on a week-to-week basis this season, where it's been that same approach against sides that they shouldn't be playing, using that approach against, given what they've spent. And I think he's really hindered Griezmann's growth, regardless of what I think Griezmann is. I think he's done the same thing for Thomas Lemar. I think this year has been a setback for him. Gelson disappeared.
Went to Monaco. Correa.
A lot of them have taken a step back. So that board also needs to look at what they want to do and moving forward, because they could keep them, but you know what you're going to get. So are they? The thing is now, is Atletico content with that, or do they want to go one step further? And that's the question that they have to ask themselves, the board more so. The fans are content to a degree, because I always feel like they look at themselves as the side that doesn't have the wealth or the amount of money to spend that Barca and Real have. Obviously, they should be realistic and look at, hey, this is our chance. But I'm just looking from a fan perspective, and they're probably thinking that way.
So you think they're fine with third place every year? And being kind of competitive?
I think so, given
the resources?
Given their resources and what it used to be for such a long time. At some point, it's going to give. I just don't know if it's reached that point yet, but we'll learn this summer. And then we get to Real one, by the way. They struggled.
And boy, were there some changes there.
They struggled, and they got through it. Isco scored.
Yeah.
He's finally free. Marcelo back in the lineup.
Yeah.
How do you feel if you're Courtois?
I want to see how that progresses before I make a comment.
Courtois is where he should be.
You guys have anything else to say about that game?
That's exactly where he should be.
Lucas scored too, right?
Modric?
Yeah. I remember. I'm losing track in weeks. Well, I'm pretty sure I did catch.
No, it was Bale.
It was Bale.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am losing
track. He almost went back to his tried and tested lineup.
Yeah. And that's what he's gonna do.
And then there's talks now that Bale's kind of happy that he's back and he might stay. And
same with Marcelo.
Yeah, who cares?
The only difference was Ordiozola. That's it.
Yeah.
Your season. Oh, because Carvalho's done.
Yeah.
For like the season.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, let's move on.
Good for you. Hey Dan, I made sure to address you about this guy. Hey, there ain't no debate or no conversation to be had or had. Whoever you're talking to, just let them know.
Okay.
Because you've said that it's never a conversation. There is no conversation.
Are you talking about the GOAT?
Yeah.
Catasa.
Well, no, you don't have to mention him like that. We can use his name.
Okay.
I'm not to those levels. Yeah.
Leo?
Yeah.
La Pulga.
Yeah. I was just disappointed that Ray didn't go off more than he should have.
Yeah. Hey, applause to the Betis fan.
What? For applauding him?
Yeah.
For recognizing greatness?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, it's good. I respect
I'm
that.
never applauding another team's players. I don't care who it is.
I'm being hella salty.
Yeah.
I'm still booing.
I'm being mad
fine.
petty. Are you kidding me?
That's fine.
I guess shout out to
I think
them.
if Messi played for Benfica, I'm applauding Messi. No.
you get sunned.
You get chipped from almost outside the box.
But fans are so trash. Did you see today where they're like, "Oh, Frank scored a better one against Hull."
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
People ain't gonna give it up, eh? It's great. It's crazy.
I'm not taking Frank's right foot over
No.
Messi's right foot.
Yeah.
Frank killed them with the Anyhow, man, Luis Suarez is out for 15 days. Doesn't really matter because that's the entire international break. Should be good for the round of games that we're gonna break down in a second. And Messi keeps doing what he's doing, and it's not really surprising. And I think that's why we kind of just gloss over it.
Just when you bums want to have that stupid conversation, he decides to show us. No. That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta chill. He didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
he really didn't have to do any of that. Like,
We fired him up.
And he does it in 3 completely different ways.
yeah.
Yep.
I think the free kick was the worst goal.
Yeah.
to be
I
honest.
want to say the second was almost the most impressive. To me.
Yeah.
Outside of the foot to the opposite corner.
Yeah.
Like the keeper's never expecting that.
They're sleeping on the second goal.
Yeah, they really
They're
are.
sleeping on the second
You know
goal.
how difficult that is?
The second goal.
He made that look way too easy.
The second goal was it, man.
Because like the third is like, he's that good. As much as it's like, holy shit. So he's got that in his bag.
yeah, he's got to relax.
This spin on that ball.
Yeah.
And then just kisses the crossbar.
Yeah. Yo, y'all wait till Ander Herrera shuts him out of the game.
Yeah.
If Ander can catch his shadow,
When I saw that draw, I was like, yo, that's what I'm looking forward to. Ander got Eden. You definitely get a Leo. I really like Suarez's goal too. But same thing with him, man. He's missing all these. I don't know. Whatever. I'll leave Louis alone.
Leave him alone.
I'll leave him alone.
his pass was stupid on Messi's goal.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was just a 2-man game doing whatever they wanted to
Yeah.
that defense.
That was ridiculous. Shout out to Valverde though. He kind of got it right, mashing them up in midfield because that midfield outplayed them in the home game.
Yeah, and that's a good side. People are saying, "Oh, Betis," but that's a good
Yeah.
side.
No, that's a good side.
That's what's funny is that you when people say that you kind of know who watches it.
Exactly.
Did that young Mexican kid play?
Linez, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
A little
I
bit
kind of like that.
a little bit in the second half.
Usually they're already dead, so
Yeah, no, I know.
Messi took their soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that side a lot, man. But those guys kind of clinched the title.
You have to think that
Yeah,
it would take something extremely special
and
for them to lose it at this point.
and that kind of helps. I'm usually not a fan of like winning it early,
But
and
for
the
them,
argument
it'll
where
help
it
them.
helps them.
Yeah,
But I think it does, given the fact that Louis and Leo need a rest.
Yeah.
They need to rest.
Yeah.
They can't be playing every week.
No, and I think that's the reason why it looks good for them.
That's the only reason why it looks good for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't see it. If it was a different side, I'd be like, we could still have the conversation. But we're like almost in April, and you know how I feel about these months. And Atletico have shown me no sign that they're going to turn that around.
No, it's done. There's no discussion to be had.
Well, fine. Then we go to Germany, where the title race is still popping.
There it is.
I didn't watch Dortmund. I'll be honest with you.
Neither did I.
But Royce won it at the death. They're finding ways to win. That will be on my bucket list over this next week when I get through everything. But shout out to them. And then Bayern did what Bayern does.
Yeah. They absolutely crushed Mainz.
To the Lewandowski argument that I was having the other day. You see when you kind of give him service,
He scores.
he kind of scores.
He's still a killer.
Yeah, I like when he bottles in. I don't know what you expect him to do, because when they get him in those areas, he scores 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah,
and that's what they did this week.
That was just a shit performance against Liverpool.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you expect him to do if they don't give him the ball.
Yeah.
Not much. Not many strikers. It's the same thing with Aguero. You don't get in the ball in those areas, he's not going to score.
Any of the top strikers.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't the type of players that go out and get the ball themselves.
Yeah, and
The only one I could maybe say is Louis.
Yeah.
Suarez is the type of player who he'll drift wide. He'll get into areas
Yeah.
where not most strikers will get themselves into.
Exactly. So, but they killed it. James got a little hat trick that could hopefully boost his confidence. But like we've always said, they're the team that look really good heading into that Clasico in a few weeks.
If I'm betting on one team, I'm betting on the team who's done it before.
And
Me
they're the form team.
Yep.
They have all the confidence. Shout out to Kingsley. I think he's been one of my favorite players this season. I think he's one of the most improved players in Europe. We could definitely have that conversation amongst the big teams. And yeah, man, they're looking for players to replace Robin, who was in the stands, and Ribery, who are on their final legs. And I think that he's only going to get bigger and better.
Hopefully, he stays off injuries. That's been the one thing that's
the
held
one
him
thing-
back
Exactly.
his entire career. But and that game against Dortmund's in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
think,
that we think that's the deciding factor.
yeah.
Yes.
I can only see.
Unless Dortmund decides to drop some points.
Especially if Bayern win, because they have the head-to-head as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that
And
would
the goal
literally
and the goal difference.
So that would literally put them just not one game ahead. That'd put them 2 games ahead.
They're the team that I see really finishing it off right now. Dortmund have given me no sign that they're able to do it. It's a really grueling season, and with the Champions League as well, and based on how they're playing and everything's hinged on Royce, it was always going to be tough to sustain. We knew it, which is why we never wrote Bayern off.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's about it. PSG did their thing in Le Classique. Got to give them a little mention.
Yeah.
Mbappe's got a lot of goals. Him and Di Maria are killing it.
Di Maria, he's had a very good season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say quietly because it's in Liga, but
But given what we thought he would be making that move, kind of looked like it was quiet for him. So it was very good to see. It's good to see him playing well. Not probably at the level where he was in 2013-14 when he was on that incredible run with Real Madrid, but still kind of keeping it together.
Even with it, Mbappe's all the goals he's scoring, Messi still has more. I thought I'd just throw that in there, which is kind of crazy.
I saw that. Was it like 39 and 37 games?
Yeah.
And then he's been involved in like 60?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I just want to let you know that when FIFA messes up next year and Juve win the Champions League, I just want to let you guys know that.
There's not a chance that he somehow does not win that next award.
Who, Messi?
Yeah.
You wait.
Oh, you wait.
There's not a chance.
Wait.
It's too early.
If they do, then I'm canceling it.
You wait.
The Ballon d'Or is getting canceled.
If Juve win the Champions League,
Oh, Ronaldo wins again.
Ronaldo's going to win again.
Yeah. No, there's no way.
All right.
And Ronaldo wins the UEFA Nations League.
Yeah. Next. Next.
And Argentina don't win Copa America.
Next.
Messi bottles it in the final.
Next.
He retires from international
misses
football
the
again.
final penalty kick.
All right.
All
right.
Okay,
Enough of
Dan,
this.
Why are you upset?
Enough of this.
Because now we're gonna-
nonsense.
tell us about your night at BMO Field.
Oh no, I don't want to talk about TFC, but I will.
I don't want to talk about TFC, but I will.
Yeah,
It's too early.
let's have a real. Oh, what? You want to talk about the Champions League draw quickly?
Sure.
Okay.
I'd rather talk about that than the
Okay,
TFC.
we'll get that done quickly. Since you don't want to talk about Messi not winning the Ballon d'Or, so
No.
tell us why Juve are not the favorites to beat Ajax.
Oh, I never said that.
Well, I felt like you were going to lean towards that ledge.
No.
You've been very conservative.
I know I have, but I
Is that part of your plan to be that concerned?
I'm gonna kill you every single time.
yeah. You know what?
They better not lose to Ajax.
It's going to be a really tight leg 50-50.
Shut up.
No, I'm not
like-
going to make any
It's
predictions
like 90-10.
because my predictions are always wrong.
Thank you.
But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to say,
You don't have to make predictions. Just tell us how you feel about the draw. I hated it, so
you didn't like the draw?
no.
Why?
Well, I definitely don't like the whole format that you liked, where I know who's gonna play who.
Oh, you kind of didn't like the
No, I don't.
Did they redraw in the semis?
No, I don't like that. Knowing that if Juve win, they're gonna face the winner of City or Spurs. And I don't want to know. I want the suspense.
Oh, okay.
I want to go to the pre-draw, knowing that they already know that it's drawn. But I want to have that little, ooh, the ball came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
No, I don't want to know that because then it kind of like sets the pathway. I don't like that.
Okay.
Anyhow,
To each his own.
you want to know why the draw sucked?
Go ahead.
Because everything happened that I expected to happen happened. Everyone avoided everyone.
I was actually really surprised about that. I thought we would get at least one of the big sides going at each other.
That's their City Spurs, which is actually going to be awful because I hate seeing sides from the same country play.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it's even them and they do it 3 times in a week, it had to be that way. At least if it was City Liverpool, it's just twice and that's it. But the Spurs, they played each other in the Premier League right after.
Yeah. It's almost like when we had those 3 or 4 Clásicos. Yeah.
So,
but Tottenham aren't Madrid or Barcelona.
No.
But they are moving into their stadium.
Imagine getting rocked in the Champions League in your new stadium. That's a shit way to start life.
It's not another realm.
Yeah, but this poor Liverpool, Porto.
But honestly though, if you're Spurs, you probably really like that draw.
Yeah,
Let's be honest, because you're playing a team that you've seen before.
yeah.
It's not like it's a new conundrum,
Yeah.
I think Spurs would have been happier with any of the English teams.
Or Porto or Ajax.
Or- yeah,
they just want to avoid the Spanish sides.
Because I think realistically, when you play a team of your country over 2 legs, regardless of your form or whoever it is, you probably feel fairly confident that you can
Yes.
manage a way to win the game.
Those games are usually dull though.
Yeah,
And I
which
don't
works in Spurs'
Yeah,
favor.
yeah.
But I don't know if they can.
It'd be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I think they'll make it interesting, and the leg won't be as lopsided as people will say.
No.
But I think if after 2 games, if we end up with a 4-2 aggregate or something along those lines, or a 3-1 aggregate, I think that's more likely than a 5-1 aggregate or anything like that.
No,
right?
they're not going to smoke them.
No.
And City going to lose one of those games. I like to think so. Anyhow, I guess the big game is United Barcelona.
Yep.
They faced each other in 2 finals, and the last time they played each other in 2 legs, Paul Scholes saved the day. United, this is a good scenario for United because they're going to play the exact same way that they played in every big game this season. They're going to play the exact same way. They're going to have Rashford and Lukaku looking to run into space between Piqué and Sergio Roberto or Semedo, and then have the other one run in between space between whoever plays at the left and Jordi Alba, and try to play on the counterattack and try to sustain pressure over 2 legs.
And it also fits them because they play with no expectations.
Mm-hmm. Just like they did against PSG.
As opposed to if they had played Ajax or Porto or even Spurs.
Yeah. Where they would be tipped to possibly win.
Yeah. I thought this was a good draw for United. In the fact that they don't have the pressure to win. They can go out there. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win.
I can't wait to see Paul get lost in that midfield.
Oh,
it's going to be my favorite part.
Every midfielder on that side is better than him.
He has not faced a midfield like that all season.
City.
I would almost venture to say still no.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I think their midfield is better, but...
You could compare the two, but...
You think they get at Busquets?
I don't think so.
Jesse?
I don't know. I don't know if they have it in them.
They have the pace to really overrun him. Rakitic is key and Artur is key, and they could if they really want to make it physical in midfield, that's where Vidal comes in as well.
Yeah, they could drop they could drop Coutinho and play the extra midfield.
Yeah. I just don't see how it happens.
No,
and the reason why I say that right now is because unlike I knew what PSG were, so when those injuries went down, but I don't know. With these guys and how hungry they are,
it's a different animal.
It's a totally different animal. You'll be if they win that, boy, we have to have a real discussion.
Yeah.
And then we get to Liverpool Porto. I'm praying. I'm praying.
Keep praying then.
And then we get to Ajax and Juve. Oh, praying. Dusan could mix up Chiellini. Any chance of an upset?
In any of these games?
Yeah.
Or are we tipping the favorite to win every single one?
Yeah. And you don't got to give it a prediction, but it's like if there were to be an upset somewhere, where do you see it happening?
I would say maybe in Spurs City.
I was going to say the same thing.
What about the quadruple?
Well, it's more so based off City need to show us something in Europe.
But that was one of the reasons why I felt that this draw actually works for them.
Why? Because they have no pressure?
No, because they're playing an English side that historically they normally have played well against.
As opposed to playing a top side where the pressure would be even more.
Yeah, and opposed to facing Liverpool, who head-to-head kind of counter what they do very well.
I just think that the whole playing your own countryside thing makes the matchup a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
Whereas all the 3 other matchups, I find it really hard to believe that
it's a double-edged sword for them.
Yeah.
For City.
Whereas I just Porto, I don't see it happening. Ajax, it's a great story, but Juventus have to win that.
Yeah, 100%
and
have to win. No excuses.
Barca United, barring Suarez not being able to play, Messi disappearing or getting hurt, I don't see United's midfield matching Barca's midfield.
I just don't know who stops Messi.
Yeah.
Nemanja ain't doing it.
Nope. There might have to be Herrera and McTominay chasing him around the pitch.
Paul is not fit for that game tactically. I think that's a great game for Barca to realize that they dodged the bullet.
Yeah.
Because Rakitic is twice the player that he is. And he's going to see how fast the game passes him by if he doesn't really get it in gear. But any chance of that Liverpool City final that I called?
No. Liverpool City final?
Yeah.
No.
So you're saying Juve is going to beat City?
No, I'm saying Liverpool's not beating Barcelona.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
I wouldn't say that.
I think we might get, if every single side goes through as expected, we might get one of the better semifinals of the last some odd years.
Yeah, it's about time.
It'll be 2 good semifinals.
There's 2 extremely intriguing matchups going up against each other if it pans out that way.
I think if the favorites, or as we like to call them, the favorites get through, I think that's 2 very good semifinals. And whatever 2 teams make it to the finals, I think UEFA will be extremely happy with that final.
It's the best final since probably that treble, the Barca treble year, where you had Barca and
Juve?
again, where you had Juve against Real and Barca against Bayern. I will say, I'll stand on this ledge too, that it's not going to be Barca Juve.
You don't think so? I think that's the one UEFA's praying for.
I think so too.
And I've sat here and said that they've been praying for an El Clasico. They've been praying for a Messi Ronaldo final for years. So one of those teams are messing up. And really, I think Liverpool fit right into Barcelona's hands. I think
we're gonna find out.
I think they'll press them and counter them off the park.
I don't want to talk about that now.
But we'll wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I know you, and I know you well now, we're not talking about that now. We'll talk about it when it happens.
Yeah, City Liverpool. Anyhow, that'd be the greatest final. TFC. When the Reds go marching in, we head down to BMO Field. All is well.
Oh, fuck it, this BMO Field got me sick.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so that should leave our analysis there then.
Yeah, you should definitely listen to Fabs and I as to why we don't go down to BMO Field.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys about the tango, but ask you guys about the tango.
I don't think many people are listening to us for our analysis on the tango.
No, I just want to know if you guys felt some type of way that their thing was creators create. We're creators.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I asked you guys if you were going because it said creators, 4 creators or something.
Do you feel some
like
type
that.
of way?
Maybe they meant creators on the pitch.
I just want to make sure because when they invite us next year, I want to know if you're 2 changes.
I better practice.
Anyhow, TFC, what did you learn? Let's have a real conversation before we end this.
I didn't learn very much.
Okay.
To be honest, to be fair,
okay.
You know, I think it's too early to judge anything.
So we're having a real conversation. I'm happy.
Yeah, we're too early. I think you can't say it. The only thing that is good is that they've put some points on the board early against teams that they should be getting some points off of, and in Eastern Conference rivals. So in that sense, good. Some of the young guys are stepping up for TFC. That's good as well. Josie comes off the bench, scores. I don't think there's too much to take from these 2 early games, other than what I just said, that they've got points on the board, and it's always good to have points early on in the season, especially in the MLS season that it's so long.
Yeah, I think that's the downfall, that it's a very long season. Yeah. I was very disappointed, man, that good win for them. Good win for them.
That was starting in one way and then ended in a completely different.
Good win for them. Nice to see Josie back. You keep fighting, Josie. They're going to need him to be very healthy this season. And, yeah, I just don't know where they really go. I didn't know where they were going with it if they kept you-know-who anyways. Yeah. But the signs are there. The signs are there. I don't know. I don't think the kids are good enough, but it's good that they both got on the score sheet. I don't know what New England was doing with that Akadola goal. I don't know if you saw it, Faz. It was absolutely wild. And then I'm surprised you didn't have anything to say about, we're not getting into it, about the little Hamilton thing, but we'll leave that.
I'm not getting into that, what's offside and what's not.
Okay. You pick your moments.
This one's convenient for you.
I'm going to kill you, Dad. I'm going to kill you one day. I'm going to kill you one day for that. But
what's the expectation for the season?
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
An honest expectation or a TFC fan expectation?
An honest.
No.
I don't care about TFC Live.
Okay.
I'll tell them. I'll get off here and tell them exactly what they should expect.
They should finish top 3 in the Eastern Conference.
What?
That's the honest?
Yeah.
So ahead of Columbus, ahead of both New York sides, and ahead of DC and Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening, but
top 3. That should be their expectation.
Hey, TFC Live, you finishing the playoffs? Good for you.
I was gonna say here I was saying playoffs.
No.
Good for you. Do you think that side's gonna? If that side finishes in the top 3, then we have to have an entire conversation about what the hell is happening in that Eastern Conference.
Because, and the only reason why I say that is that the side that you see now will not be the same side that you will see come July and August. That's why.
But Pozuelo and Altidore are going to make that much of a difference?
No, there's other signings in the mix.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying
you can't leak them.
No, I cannot.
You got the scoop, but you don't want to give us the scoop.
No, I cannot.
We got to sit tight and wait.
Yes.
Refresh TFC Live and hope that.
Who the hell are they going to bring in that's going to make any difference?
They are going to bring in some signings.
Don't they already have their 3 DPs?
Let's leave it at that.
They're getting rid of the captain.
Email us.
They're gonna email us, Michael. We got the scoop. You may be living somewhere else.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
we
that.
know people, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
You may be upset, Michael. Don't email us. Talk to your boss.
Even if they do make signings, though, they're asking a lot of these young kids.
I think
because can you trust Josie to give you a full season?
No.
Listen, that's what they've. Can they trust him? By what he's shown, no, but I think that's
which is what you have to take it for.
Yeah,
we gotta talk about that desperation move one day, and we may do it next week.
Okay,
how that was a desperation move because they had to keep him.
Oh, for sure.
Well, you couldn't lose both,
but that is I don't know if that's for their best interest going forward. So is he on the block?
No,
he can't be.
No, he's not
because that's what they're writing on. Because I'm sorry, birthday boy. And what's his name? Nana?
Who?
Who's Ancanola? What's his first name?
I don't know.
We don't know? Yo, your TFC Live better get that chat ready. What do they chat when he scores?
I have no idea.
Oh man, you guys are terrible.
But I heard a lot of people calling him Little Josie.
Oh, you guys need to relax. I don't know if that's never mind.
Like
never mind.
Built wise.
Never mind. I'm not going down there.
Go ahead.
But yeah, when we look at it, they don't have anyone to bring off the bench.
You're asking a lot of De Leon, who's been hurting his career.
Yeah.
You're asking a lot of Josie, who's
ain't doing much.
Been hurting his career.
Well, we have a discussion about Chris.
You're asking a lot of Hamilton, who didn't play very much last season.
So, but no. Now this makes me interested to see who they're gonna bring in.
Ayo, by the way, just for the record.
Oh, Ayo. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I don't know who they're. Now I want to know who they're bringing in. I'm interested. I like the scoops.
Scoop.
That's all I can give you for now.
Yeah.
I don't care who they're bringing in.
I know. I want to know who leaves.
That's even better.
Who leaves?
I can't tell you that either.
That's sickening. I don't know, man, because I look at did the New York sides regress? We're gonna find out we're gonna find out soon. They play New York City next.
Yeah. I just don't think I think the Western Conference is the stronger of the two conferences.
But that's not my point. My point is, did the New York side regress? Did Columbus regress? And
you got Wayne out here scoring hat tricks.
And DC is a real problem.
DC's for me is the toast of the Eastern Conference.
DC is a real problem. Yeah.
Atlanta's going to get it together.
No, they're not.
They're not going to get it together?
No.
Okay.
The board doesn't last that season.
Okay. They're the team that I expect to start slow, given the transition.
Yeah.
But I do not expect them to pull a TFC.
Oh, I'm not saying that either. But they're not.
But I expect them to be better than TFC.
No,
no.
No.
Okay.
No, that team. That team.
Episode 66.
No.
Episode 66 at 10:40.
Yeah.
Remember he said that.
Yeah.
At 2 something.
Unless they're bringing in some other guys, and that coach turns things around, they may lose some players. They may lose some players in that summer window. And mark my words, because the board doesn't like. And no wonder, I don't know why he took the Atlanta job, but he's been known not to like the South American players.
It's been 2 games.
I know.
Okay.
But panic is already.
I don't know. He's got some inside MLS scoops that he's not telling us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey. I remember what you said.
Don't worry.
Remember you said you were first third. What do TFC fans, before we kill this, what do TFC fans expect?
If you honestly expect top 3.
If you say realistically top 3, what do they expect?
I think they're
championship run?
No, I think they're a little bit more conservative. I think they're hoping just to make the playoffs.
I like them more than you. Hey, TFC Live, whatever I said, that was directed to this guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Top 3, whatever.
That's what you have to shoot for. If you want to be a,
That's
big
not
club.
the question.
No, that wasn't the question. Ask what you realistically believe.
Yeah, well, that's what I realistically think they should believe in.
Yeah, you deserve to be sick.
That's what I realistically think they should believe in.
You like that one?
Dance, Dan. Dance.
He's doing the tango.
Wow.
You like that
Do
one?
you want to talk about the tango? Dan, he's tangoing right now. Apparently, it doesn't take 2 to tango.
That was the paso doble and the tango in
I'm
one.
gonna make sure YouTube kills your friends tomorrow morning.
On that note, wrap this shit up.
Since TFC didn't teach us much this week,
Since we're doing salsa lessons over here.
Since TFC didn't teach us much this week, and they remain undefeated, then we're not gonna really shit on them yet. But don't you worry, TFC fans and MLS fans across the board. I will definitely get into their shit soon, unless Dan's little prophecy doesn't come true.
Yeah,
With that being said, this was episode 66 of the InnerViews Podcast. If you didn't enjoy it, or think that you know someone that would enjoy it, you could find us on iTunes, any Android app on your Android devices, Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. We upload videos every day on YouTube, youtube.com/theinnerviews, the podcast, and probably this segment, because Dan made some real bold statements today, will be on YouTube as soon as possible. youtube.com/theinnerviews. You could also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/interviews. Like and follow and like. You can find me on Quora, where I do answer some of your questions, and I will get to them very, very soon. And you could also find me on Instagram and Twitter, the InnerViews TV, where I retweet these guys and try to get them to engage in Twitter beef and post some swaggy pictures and some video content that we're going to start getting to, because I don't know about y'all guys, but I'm taking over the summer. So I just want to let that be known. With that being said, if all is done, if we've shouted out everyone and everyone else here is tired besides me, then that means that's our cue to go. We are off on YouTube for a bit. We will be posting some videos sporadically, but we'll be back next week to talk some CPL, because that's been long overdue, and probably break down any news. Sorry, could be sacked by the next time we're here.
Yeah,
and break down anything that's really happened in the international break that
TFC's
really caught our eyes. TFC could get rid of their captain and find someone much better playing.
We're gonna start that rumor.
Yo, Michael's gonna kill. Michael's gonna email me tomorrow.
Michael's gonna be here tomorrow
with the urgent.
Oh Jesus!
I wonder if the concierge will let him in.
No, Raj, don't let him in.
Concierge don't know who he is. Yo, I'm done. Chill. Anyhow, this is the episode 66 of the InnerViews Podcast. It's your guy Tyrrell.
It's Fab.
Dan.
We are out.